Hey guys, here we are. On this video we are going to be talking about what are you into? What is it that you know how to do? What are your interests? Are you a musician? Are you an athlete? Are you someone who knows a certain trade? Or any one of those number of things. You should try to learn how to do something so that there are people out there that have a need for something. Hey, call Dana, call David, call Dasan, call one of these guys. They know what they're doing. That's what you want to be. You want to be the go-to guy in maybe a few things, but maybe you might want to specialize in a couple of things. There's the phrase, jack of all trades, master of none. You should try to be a master of at least one or two things that you know pretty much everything about. At your age, you probably haven't figured out what you want to do for a job for the rest of your life. You should start doing that. But maybe you have some kind of a special interest. Maybe you're a musician, or maybe you like carpentry and you like building things, or you know how to, your thing is computers and you can fix computers and you know everything about them. That's a needed thing. There are a lot of people that don't know a whole lot about computers. You will be someone in high demand, believe me. But learn how to do something, or have some kind of a different type of a hobby. I like to climb mountains whenever I can. We have this mountain. I'll show you a couple of pictures because I haven't really learned how to do all that video editing yet to really give you just a picture out there. But that's me and a nephew of mine. We were climbing a mountain. It's called Mount Monadnock here in New Hampshire. And that was making it to the top. That was probably 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. We were already there. This is my daughter and I, same day I think. And yeah, so we're up there, and we get up there quick. We're up and down. It's not something that's not climbing Mount Everest or anything like that. But it's something fun to do. You get to it's kind of a form of exercise, and you take a lot of breaks on the way up, and you don't go crazy. It's just something to do. Or maybe another thing I like to do is I like to give you a wide angle here. A couple of things I like to do are I like building things. This is my shelving for my stereo, my turntable records. You guys, it's old school, but they're making a comeback. So, and this is my keyboard. I play a little keyboard at church with the church band, and maybe you took piano lessons as a kid. You didn't like it because they make you do scales and all that other stuff. I ended up going to church once I got married, and they kind of pulled me in to be into the music ministry and all that stuff. And it really has helped because in addition to being able to play music that you play at church, you get to play music that you want to hear on the radio. You just kind of fooling around. I can come down here, turn my stereo on, play along with any of the CDs that I have, or records that I have, or MP3 player. I never use an MP3 player. I'm still on records and CDs. But that gives me something to do, something that I really, really enjoy, in addition to being able to play at church. Another thing, I took lessons to do that. That was something that kind of just flowed right back into each other. Now, this is another thing, playing the bass. I've always loved the sound of a bass, but I never took any lessons. But again, this is something that I'm learning how to do. It's not the greatest bass playing, you know what I mean? But and every bass player out there, or any of you guys who play the bass already, you know that stunk. But It's just, it's just something I like to do. You need to find something like that that you like to do, because what's going to happen is eventually it's going to serve a couple of purposes. One day you're going to be at a wedding. Now, if you maybe haven't been to a wedding yet. Sometimes you go to a wedding and you're all situated at different tables. You might get put at a table at one wedding where you know everybody. There's going to be one time you're going to go to a wedding, and probably more than once, that you're going to be at a table that you don't know anybody. And you're going to have to kind of mingle and talk to strangers. So it's good that you know something, have an interest, have several interests. This way, when you do end up starting to talk to some of the other people that are at the table, just to make general conversation, you may have something in common with someone that you may end up developing a relationship, a new friendship. The conversation might start out with, "Oh, hey, so you guys know Dave and Jackie too?" "Oh, right. Oh, that's good. So, I mean, do you guys work together, or did you know?" No. We used to go hiking together." "Oh, you hike?" "I hike too. I've been out with them a couple of times." "Oh, really? Yeah. Have you gone here? Have you gone there?" It's this kind of a thing. Your general knowledge of a specific thing that can, it helps you along. It's good to know. Another thing, like a lot of these videos that will help you, is when you begin to meet women, when you start to meet girls. Girls want a guy who is interesting. They don't want a guy who's just sitting around playing video games all day. They want to date a guy that's has some interest, that has some ability, who's interesting. Learn an interesting thing. You'll get more girls. But it's all of these things that I'm trying to encourage you to do. Learn how to do something. Learn how to cook. Learn how to work on a car. I come from the days of muscle cars. You guys have the imports now. The muscle cars are expensive. All that stuff is expensive. Imports are a little bit cheaper, and hey, they're probably a lot more economical to own and to be able to, enjoy. And you're going to be coming up on getting a car soon if you don't already have one. If you're watching these videos and you're a little bit older, you'll start to learn that, hey, I can't beat on it that much, because this is my primary vehicle. But if you learn how to fix it, that helps out. That it'll help you out. It could help you out financially if you end up having some friends that maybe don't want to work on a vehicle, and you know how to do it, and maybe it needs brakes, or maybe it needs some other thing to be fixed on it, and you know how to do it. Hey, they'll pay you a couple of bucks versus having to pay a lot of money at a shop, especially if you definitely know how to do it. You can't be experimenting on other people's cars. You experiment on your own car. If you don't think you can do it, don't start working on someone else's car. But yeah, it's all of these little things that say something about you. And maybe you've heard the old saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover." And I think we've all done it. You've looked at some guy or some girl or some person, and you've said, "Oh, geez, what is that guy all about?" Yeesh. And because you don't know him, you're judging him. If you had gotten to know him, maybe you might find out that, yeah, maybe he doesn't look the way you would think he would look, but hey, he's a smart guy. He knows how to work on computers. He knows everything about computers, and we all need that every once in a while. Your computer messes up, that would be the guy to call. Now you're kind of respecting him more. That's what you want to have people say about you. You want people to have a little more respect of you, because maybe you know something. You have a little more knowledge than what they kind of thought you did. I got into a conversation with a guy one time. We're talking about electronics, and we were talking about changing AC, your power that you're in your walls in your house, to DC, or a battery power. And he says, "Oh, well, if you're doing that, you're going to have something that switches AC power to DC power." And I says, "Oh, well, maybe you might need something like a transformer rectifier." And then he looked at me like, "Yeah, that's exactly what you would need. How did you know that?" And he couldn't believe that, not that he couldn't believe, but he was kind of like, "Oh, geez, I didn't know you knew something about this." And so, sometimes you got to let people know that, not that you're not an idiot, but, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because some people will try to talk over you like, oh, I know this, and you really don't, know what I'm talking about. Well, yeah, no, I do know what you're talking about. And so it's just good to have some extra knowledge. And maybe it gives you a little bit of a lesson not to do that to other people. But yeah, learn how to do something. Find something that describes you, because later on in life, yeah, you're gonna have kids one day. Maybe your kids will have friends that might come to you. They may, hey, Mr. Francis, Mr. Shaw, Mr. Bond, Mr. Faison, Mr. Walker, Mr. Allen. I need to know about, or where is this, or how do you do that? How much is this going to cost? Why is this breaking down on me? And the more you know, that's what will help this young person. And it's a great feeling for you to think that, for them to think that you are really smart and you have the answers for them. It's a great feeling to be able to do that for somebody. So that's what I want to do. I just want to encourage you to learn something. Find out what you really, really like to do, so that when there's no one else around and you just got nothing else to do, you can play the keyboard, play the bass, go make something in your shop, down in your cellar. You can go out for a bike ride on your 10-speed, or if you got a mountain bike or a BMX bike. I mean, maybe you would even do it with with a skateboard. You guys are into skateboards now. That's a really great thing. Something that you can say you know how to do. You know what else is something that you could learn how to do? Learn how to throw a frisbee. It's very simple, but it's very frustrating when you know how to throw a frisbee and someone comes along, hey, throw it to me, and then they throw it and they're throwing it like off into the side, and you're like, well, who's over there? What are you throwing it over there for? It's a simple thing, just a pet peeve of mine. Learn how to throw a frisbee. It's a good thing. So that's pretty much all I have to say on the learning how to learn something. Learn something. And again, subscribe to the thing, and let me know what you think about these videos. I'm learning how to do, this is something I'm learning how to do, video editing. And I know some of the backgrounds for some of the videos I've been doing have nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but I'm learning, you know what I mean? So hopefully they'll be getting better. I hope you're liking them so far. I am going to be talking about some heavier subjects. The subjects I've talked about so far have been fairly light. But I'm going to be getting into some more deeper stuff. I hope you'll check me out, and it's like I say, if you subscribe, you'll know as soon as they come out that they've come out. So hey, glad you like the videos so far, and we will be making another one for you soon.